Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. I apologize for the break there. I apologize for the technical issues that were occurring. Basically, what's happening is that there is a bug currently on NA where you can't make custom lobbies. But it is not a bug affecting all players. There are certain players that actually can make lobbies, so we're just having them make all the lobbies, basically, is our workaround right now. And hopefully it's an issue that is resolved in the near future. Hopefully, as we're diving into our next series, into our next best of 3, and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Hardlead, we have a Ukrainian Protoss player, the Red Protoss representing CSO Esports. It is Rostok. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the Brazilian Zerg player representing the Cranky Ducklings. It is Erik. Ooh, that is not correct. So I do apologize for the casting tool there, but we will fix it momentarily. We are going to be opening up with a 15-15, going for the extractor trick, but it is going to be a 15 spawning pool first, not a 15 hatchery first. Very interesting, as there we go, 15 pool into the 15 hatch. A much more aggressive opener here out of Erik. Just catching up in the chat and making sure that everything is okay. What is Sparkling Tuna? I know Sparkling Water. Does Sparkling Tuna make bubbles too? The real backstory is the name. Yeah, it is inspired by GSL. True. Hello, Kashim, hello. Let's go. But yeah, for those that are curious where like the origin of Sparkling Tuna comes from, if you are an old school viewer of GSL, then you would know about the sparkling ads, like the Tropicana Sparkling, the Tropicana ads basically from GSL. So that's why we chose the term sparkling, and tuna comes from Ryung, because Ryung, he's a tuna. And originally we wanted this event to be a replacement for Olima League. If you remember, Olima League, it was a Korean-friendly time slot event. There was a weekly tournament, and eventually it did kind of die out and no longer a thing. And in the absence of Olima League, that is when we came out with Sparkling Tuna Cup, again as more of a replacement. And we did get some Koreans sign up, that is true, but as you can see, we've had more of a European and even Southeast Asian influence here in the Sparkling Tuna Cup instead. But that is the origin. As again, with the faster spawning pool, that leads into faster queens and faster lings, and our lings going to be applying some pressure across the map. We did see Rostok respond with a 2-gate opener, 2-gate into Zealots, so a very strong response here out of Rostok. Basically, he delayed his expansion in favor of a second gateway. He is amassing Zealots, amassing Adepts, and he will soon counterattack with two Zealots and 2 Adepts. It's going to be quite a strong counterattack, and it's going to be on Erik to minimize his losses when it does move out. As Euroblow Scout is coming in, trying to get a read on his opponent again. A big shout out to the to the Duckling himself, Erik. He's back. It's great to see him back. I mentioned him before, but he has returned. He was focusing a lot on Stormgate these past couple of months, but Erik now is going to be coming back to StarCraft in the kind of revelation of EPT Spring, of DreamHack Dallas, which Erik is looking to be a part of. So he has returned. We do pick off 1 drone in the mineral line. Oh, we get a 2nd drone as well. Good pick off so far to Rostok. He does slip into the main, and he gets another couple of drones. 5 workers going down. This is a lot of damage dealt, by the way. 6 drones fall, bearing in mind that Erik did go for a later hatchery, so his droning has been subpar to begin with, and now it's looking even worse here as he does take a big blow to his economy. Lings are amassing though. They're going for a big counterattack. We have plenty at home to defend. We have a shield battery. We have 2 Zealots. We have an Adept. We are pretty well fortified. And we're opening up Stargate. We are opening up with that Stargate. See in the chat, Erik is a DJ. What time is it in Brazil? True, it is very, very late in Brazil, which is why we usually actually don't get many Latin American or North American players in our tournaments. If we ever do, you can say they're DJ. I would say they're passionate. They're passionate, Bobby. They're passionate. Or a little bit degen as well. But it's great to see Erik's return, as we are going to be going for a faster lair. It is going to be a very fast lair here from Erik, around 4 minutes. We do throw down a Roach Warren behind this as well. Again, fast Roach Warren, especially against the Stargate opener. So it looks like Erik wants to go for a committed roach push. With this fast layer, we can go into dropper lords. Creep is spreading as we speak. But I'm not too fond of going for something like a 2-base all-in when your opponent is also on 2 bases. Like Rostok, he has not expanded. He has not taken a third. He's contained to 2 bases. Now is the time to expand, take a third base and drone. But Erik, that works. That goes against his inner nature. Erik, he's not a macro player. He's all about the aggression. He's all about the cheese. He's all about being in your face. Lair is now done. We are droning though, which I do appreciate. We are droning up. Lair going to be used for roach speed. We're going into fast Hydras. Okay. Hydra Den in production. Third base has been spotted. We do get a surround on some of these units at least. We take down the Adept and we take down the Zealot as well. Can we snipe the Probe? Not quite. Probe will survive. Rostok getting his third base, but this is a very late third. Bear that in mind. And behind this Rostok, he's working towards an Archon drop. Twilight Council's done, Temple Archives as well. High Templar are now warped in, and here come those Archons. Going for the job. Well, Erik back at home, building up his forces, does get eyes on that Prism. And he is pumping out some roaches here. Queens are getting in position as well. We do get on top of the Prisms. We do force it back. Archons are revealed. Rostok is gonna try to push forward here. Gets a couple of volleys off on the Queen. But will have to retreat. So far, no real damage dealt by the Archons yet. But they are keeping the Queens busy. Oh, the Prism takes a lot of damage. Takes a lot of hits, getting very low. Rostok has to be so careful with this. It's such an expensive load in that Prism. So you have to back off. Behind this, he's building up towards Charge Archon. Chargelots, Archons, Immortals. We're building up towards a death ball of an army. Likewise, Erik has been droning somewhat. It's always one of those things. Whenever I cast Erik or Miyamika, for example, like it's so difficult to like read how committed they want to be. The droning is late though. The droning is late. Rostok, he has a better economy, but we're pushing out already here with a bit of a Roach Hydra force. Going for the Prism. Oh, he wants it. Couple more volleys, and it looks like he will get it. Just barely, he will. Prism goes down. The Archons as well. That's a big blow to the army here of Rostok. And Rostok is in a lot of trouble. Does hope the overcharge. We dive on top of the Immortal. The Immortal does go down. And before Rostok can really get going, he is being caught out. Zealots are falling. We have 3 Zealots left. We have a Sentry. No more overcharge. We have a Shield Battery. But it's not going to be enough. GG gets called. Erik, he barely catches Rostok with his pants down. And Erik takes game number 1. GG. Oh. And with that, Erik does take the first game here. Again, it was a very wonky game is what I will say. As I do have to restart. God damn it. I do have to restart my client here, but it was a bit of a shaky game out of Erik. It was very hard to read. Likewise, Rostok, assuming that maybe his opponent was going to be joining up his third, and Rostok, he was caught without an army. His Prism was caught out as well. GG, well played. Erik takes the first game. Now we're getting ready for game number 2. Again, because of the bug, I do have to restart my client, and hopefully I don't get left behind. Fingers crossed. And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. I apologize for the extended delay and for the extended break, but we have returned with the continuation of our series. Again, Erik has agreed to play over on the European server. Not ideal, but it's playable here for Erik, so he's more than happy to oblige to continue the series as we are getting into game number 2 on Hecate. Let's go. Let us go. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Hecate, we have our blue Protoss player representing CSO Esports from the land of Ukraine. It is Rostok. We are playing on EU. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the Brazilian Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing the Cranky Ducklings. It is Erik. Here we go. But yes, I don't know if anyone has mentioned in the chat, but we have determined the issue on NA. Apparently there is an individual, don't know who, but someone has uploaded an arcade map. Someone has uploaded an arcade map on NA, and if anyone ever switches the tab over to the lobby scene where it first shows all the arcade maps, and if it is shown there, then it crashes your game. So someone basically uploaded a map that causes players to crash on the arcade, and it's only on NA from our understanding. It is not on Asia, it's not on EU, so we're going to try to work around the problem, trying to work around the issue, playing on some of these other servers where we can, so hopefully everything's okay. Hopefully everything is okay. As for now, Hatchgas pool? Yeah, oh my god, he's crazy. My apologies, sorry, it was a gas first, I believe. Gas pool into a delayed hatchery here from Erik. Okay, so something more aggressive once again. Gas, of course, well underway. We have enough for Ling's speed in a couple of seconds. So again, it was a gas first build, very aggressive, and behind this we are pulling out a gas, which means we're not going for a roach rush, we're not going for a bane bust. We're not going for anything hyper aggressive here. Just fast Ling speed, but we're not going for an all-in is what I should be saying. As Erik is droning behind this, we do have a second pylon on the low ground. It is going to be a gate cyber expand here from Rostok. We do have that second pylon just to keep us safe and sound. Rostok, he did confirm as well that the hatchery is late, and he also confirmed the faster gas. So Rostok is aware of what's happening, and he is preparing. He is preparing back at home. Ling's going to try to sneak out across the map. Attempt to at least. But alas, it looks like Rostok, he is in position. Even with a faster Ling speed, we don't really have anything to make use of that. We only have one Ling. This is what I love about Erik. He went for a faster gas and faster Ling speed earlier. He only made 2 Lings in total, so he has nothing to really threaten his opponent. He's trying to force an overreaction. Basically, Erik, he's trying to force an overreaction out of Rostok, trying to force defensive play. Because of his pylon positioning, he throws down his Stargate as a part of the wall, and it is scouted. It is seen by the Ling. The Ling, it slips in. We slip into the main base or into the natural. At the same time, though, Adepts, they're wreaking havoc across the map. 4 drones go down. Uh-oh. 4 drones do get picked up. We're going to get a 5th. Oh, we're so close, and we do get a 5th drone. Adept is targeted down. Slipping into the main base, and looks like we may get another worker. Ooh. Forcing out the Spore. Just in time. But that is going to be 6 worker kills. That's a pretty hefty amount of damage dealt here. So Erik, he already had an inefficient opener. He already had like a more aggressive opener. So his drone count was already low. Losing 6 more drones. Erik, he's in a bit of trouble. Oh no. Fixed in 2 minutes. I do apologize. Yeah, sorry, I do apologize for the technical issues that have been occurring. Because of that, I did actually turn off the scene switcher, so my apologies here, my apologies. Smooch. Radio cast. Thankfully, nothing major happened. We do have, well, I say that 6 drones died. 6 drones did go down to Adept Harass. Meanwhile, it was again a gas first opener out of Erik. From here, Rostok is going to be settling into 2 bases, building up his gateway count, getting up towards 5, soon to be 6 gates. This looks like a 2-base all-in. 2-base all-in out of Rostok. He is just going to be doubling down. Meanwhile, Erik, can he survive this? Again, I do like that Rostok, he's trying to be the aggressor instead. I feel like Erik and Miyamaika, they thrive when their opponent plays standard. They thrive when their opponent tries to macro. But when they try to be aggressive instead, that's when players like Erik and Miyamaika can struggle. But they can struggle here. As behind this, Rostok is getting his third base. We are building up towards Archon, so never mind. I assumed it was going to be a 2-base all-in out of Rostok, but no, he's transitioning out of this. He's working on more upgrades. Charges on the way, Temple Archives for Archon production. Rostok, he's taking a bit of a slower approach, and that is giving Erik the opportunity to build up. Erik, his creep is spreading very quickly across the map. We have Roaches on the way for our Brazilian Zerg player as well. Roaches are amassing. And here we go. We are going to be pushing right through the center. But there we go. It looks like it has been fixed. As rocks are going to be knocked down here. We're going to be knocking them down. And Erik hasn't been droning at all. Oh, I say that. God, I can't say anything with certainty. Now he's droning. Now he's droning behind this. As he's pushing in. We do have a shield battery on the way for Rostok. Is in production. Is setting up, and Erik, he is going to be backing off. Once again, trying to force some warp-ins here, but I do have to give the edge to Rostok. Rostok, he has a good economy. He's up to 57 workers. He's taking more gases. Rostok, he's settled in quite nicely here on 3 bases, and it's Erik who's playing catch-up. Erik who's trying to rebuild his worker count, or build up his worker count. Working towards +2. Chilling here outside the bases with his army. And again, he's hoping to catch Rostok off guard. Zealot drop poised to go into the main. Erik, some Ravagers do get caught out. Big peek off Erik. Sorry, Rostok, he's going straight for the main. He's going for the main base. Erik, a little bit distracted. Keeping his attention on the front lines, and as a result, he is getting called out. He's going to be responding with a handful of units. Zealot's our job. We do have reinforcements, though. It looks like the Zealots are going to be cleaned up. At the same time, Erik, his main army backs off. Does back off. We get a warp in into the main base. The Queens, they should be able to focus on the Prism. They do. The Prism goes down, but Rostok, he does lay siege upon that third. Rostok, though, maybe overextending a little bit here. He's exposed. The Archons and the Immortals, they're being focused down. Zealots are wreaking havoc, and we do get 14 drones. From here, Erik, he will clean this up, but he takes a big blow to his economy. 14 workers go down. Rostok far ahead here in his drone count. In his probe count, even. And Erik is all in. He's all in from here. We have to counterattack. We have to do nothing but push. And it looks like Rostok, what do we have to defend? We have an overcharge, but too many roaches. We can focus on the Archons, one after the other. They're being targeted down. Boys are being pulled. And Rostok, he doesn't have enough. GG gets called. Erik with the counterattack, forced into an all-in. And really, that's what Erik does best. All-in. GG. He takes a series 2-0. GG, well played. Congratulations here to Erik as he does advance on in the bracket. I do apologize. I do apologize for not switching the scenes earlier. I did mention that, again, the stream has been a little bit frazzled so far just because of all the technical issues with the NA server and all that going on. So I do apologize, but hopefully it should be smooth sailings from here on forward. Fingers crossed.